All right, guys, we're here for the second segment. And Salman, in this video, I want to get your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, and I want to get your take on Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Firstly, Salman, I want to ask your opinion about what you have made of the recent ongoings between Canelo and Caleb Plant. There was a bit of back and forth with, what network are they going to fight on? DAZN have made an offer. Then we've heard that Al Heyman wanted Canelo's to sign a multi-fight deal with PBC. Then Al Heyman came back. Obviously, Canelo apparently rejected that, and then PBC came back and said we're willing to do a one-fight deal with Canelo. What do you make of that whole situation? What do you think is going on there?
It's as simple as this. He's the biggest star in world boxing, so that's why they want to sign a deal with him. It's just basic business. But Canelo's in a power position now. He ain't going to sign to any network. He's going to fight with any network, DAZN, PBC. He's going to fight where the money is. And whoever can put up the most money is where he's going to go. Hence why he's out of his contract, with Golden Boy and DAZN. Because he's at a position now where he's the biggest star in world boxing. He generates the most money. He makes the most money right now, for his fighting. And I'm talking about against mandatory challengers and stuff like that. I'm not talking about if someone like Joshua and Fury were to fight. Obviously, yeah, they'd then make more money than Canelo. But barring that, against other fighters, he probably, he makes good buck. So he even came out and said that I'm making more money now than the deal I had with DAZN. So that says it all. He's a star. He's a face of world boxing, and that's why Al Heyman wants to sign him for a 3-fight deal, because he knows that'll be good for his business.
Salman, what do you think is going to happen then? What do you think is going to happen? Where do you think this fight is going to end up on?
I don't know what Caleb Plant's doing, to be honest. Does he want the fight? What's he doing? Is he taking the fight? Because I don't know what Caleb Plant has to lose. He's going to get a massive payday. Why does he care whether, unless he's scared? Why does he care? Why does he care if it's on DAZN or PBC? Al Heyman ain't.
Yeah, but it's not his choice. It's not his choice. Like, obviously, that's Al Heyman. If he might not care what broadcaster it's on,
yeah, but
Al Heyman might not allow him
to do. If Al Heyman's not allowing him to fight on DAZN, because I personally think at the minute there'll be more money for that fight on DAZN. Probably, and I don't. If he's gonna get a massive payday, I don't see why Al Heyman should stop him. I don't see why. But yeah. Caleb Plant has to put it on Al Heyman that this fight needs to happen next. He needs to show some, enthusiasm that I want Canelo next. Well, no matter what happens, I want him next. Fight him.
Yeah, but Al Heyman, that fight can happen. Canelo seems like he wants that fight to happen. So Al Heyman can make that fight happen because he can make it happen on Fox. But it comes down to Canelo, because maybe Canelo might want that fight on his own. But I personally think Canelo would be willing to fight on Fox. That's why he didn't sign an exclusive deal with anyone and with no promoter, because he wanted to have the freedom to fight the fights he wanted to fight and whatever network.
Yeah, but he's going to go where it's like, for example, if DAZN say, Canelo, we're going to pay you 15 million, or if Fox say, we're going to pay you 10 million, he's going to go where the money is. He's going to go which broadcaster pays him the most money.
Yeah, but remember that Fox are a pay-per-view platform. So Canelo on a pay-per-view platform, if he can do huge numbers, could potentially make a lot of money. Now, DAZN might be giving him that guarantee up front. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas Fox might not be willing to take the risk to pay him up front like that. That's why they want a 3-fight deal. Because that 3-fight deal, they can recoup and make their money back. But with a 1-fight deal, they may not be able to generate the kind of income in that fight, because they know they're going to have to guarantee Canelo a huge purse. And they don't know how much money, they don't know how well the pay-per-view numbers. Now, Canelo's pay-per-view numbers are normally very good, but still they're taking a risk. That's why with the 3-fight deal, they know they can recoup their money working with Canelo.
Because you've got to realize they know it's a risk, because Caleb Plant's a non-entity. No one knows who that is. No one knows who Caleb Plant is. Who is Caleb Plant? No one really knows. He's not like the reason why they want a 3-fight deal, because then they'll probably match him up with someone that's
Charlo, Benavidez.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that's a pay-per-view star in their own right. I don't think Charlo and Benavidez are pay-per-view stars. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, but who have PBC got that they can match up with Canelo?
I don't know. I don't know. But maybe
That's what they're the names. Charlo and Benavidez.
Charlo and
Benavidez is the only fighters.
Yeah, so that's probably what they'll be thinking. Those 2 pay-per-views, and they'll probably expect those 2 pay-per-views to do good numbers.
So, if Canelo Alvarez, just say the fight with Plant does happen, and the fight, Canelo Alvarez and Plant does go forward, how do you see that fight playing out? How do you see that fight going? Do you think Caleb Plant, with his hand speed, his movement, his boxing ability, can cause Canelo trouble?
You might cause him a bit of trouble, but mark my words, Canelo will knock Caleb Plant out. Canelo will knock Caleb Plant out 100%. I'm 100% confident in that. If he can knock out a light heavyweight, these guys ain't got no chance. I'm telling you, Canelo's something else. He's proven it now that he's the best guy out there at the minute. He's a pound for pound number 1 fighter. He's shown it. I picked against him in the last fight, and guy, you got to give it in. He's a world-class fighter. He's proven now. The people that had doubts that, how is he going to come up against a slick fighter? How is he going to struggle? We've seen what he did there. He was outboxing the slicker fighter and stopped him. So, got to give him. He's a world-class fighter. No matter how you cut it, he's a world-class fighter. A proper fighter. Granite chin. Unbelievable skills. People keep saying that, he's got he's got slow feet. Listen, you're not going to be brilliant at everything, but let me tell you something. He finds a way to win. He's only lost once, and that's to arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time. So you got to realize the guy's a world-class fighter. Give him his props. He deserves every credit he gets. He's going to knock Caleb Plant out. Simple and plain.
Who gives Canelo trouble?
He needs to move up weight. I'm telling you, he needs to move up weight, because let me tell you something.
Benavidez?
I don't think so. Not against Canelo. Him fighting Canelo, right?
Would Benavidez beat Plant?
That'll be. Pardon?
Would Benavidez beat Plant?
Probably would. But you got to realize these guys look good against certain fighters, but when they come up against Canelo, it'll be that same Callum Smith sort of style against Benavidez. It'll be that same just beat down, pretty much.
Benavidez has fast hands. Callum Smith didn't have.
He can have fast hands, whatever. That's not gonna. Canelo's just gonna walk him down all night, and if Canelo lands something on him, he'd probably go down as well and get hurt. So you got to realize Canelo's just gonna walk him down. He can have, you can have fast hands or whatever. He's gonna get broken down to the body. He's gonna get battered. He's just upright. Canelo will bang the body badly. He will break Benavidez down. He'll beat Benavidez up.
What about Charlo?
I think even Charlo, I don't think he'll beat Canelo, but I think Charlo's a lot more skillful. I think the Charlo's he's a lot more tougher. He's a lot more durable. He's very tough. I think people underestimate, they don't look at that Charlo's a very, very tough man. He's not someone, where you hit and he's just going to go all over the place. I think that fight is a lot harder fight, in my opinion, anyways, than a Benavidez.
What about Andrade?
Nah, that's nah. Canelo beats Andrade. Nah, come on. Nah, that's not. Andrade don't stand no chance against Canelo. I'm sorry, but he's not that. Andrade's not on that level to beat Canelo. Canelo's a different class. Canelo will knock Andrade out. Canelo will 100% knock Andrade out. If Andrade was his legs were going in that last fight against Liam Williams, more than his legs are going to be going against Canelo. That's for sure. If Canelo lands, that's a massacre. That is.
So, Salman, I want to now move on to the heavyweights. What do you make of the situation with Tyson Fury? What do you make of the situation with Anthony Joshua? Still no announcement with the Usyk fight. What do you think's going on with this Tyson Fury Wilder? We just heard that I think they're fighting October 23rd, I think. What have you made of all this situation with the Fury Wilder cancellation with no Joshua Usyk announcement?
It's just ridiculous, really. You know, obviously Fury got COVID. It's not his fault. But I'm pretty sure Fury was ready to give him a good hiding, you know, whenever there was. Fury was ready. You know, Fury's been training his, back off for this fight. He's not. He's ready. He was ready, but it's just unfortunate he's got COVID. I think the fight will happen October 3rd or 23rd. October 3rd, yeah, or the 23rd of October. And I think Usyk and Joshua will be announced soon as well. I think that fight will happen in October, maybe November, or one of the dates, September. They said September, but I don't know. There's been no announcement, so maybe it's going on to October. That's why.
Do you think Fury will beat Wilder again, or do you think Wilder has a chance or have you been impressed?
No, Wilder always has a chance. He always has that puncher's chance. But it just depends whether you'll pretty much know within the first couple of rounds what's going to happen in that fight. Because if Fury just walks him down again like how he did and starts mauling him, although don't get me wrong, I think Wilder will come a lot more stronger and tougher on the inside. You know, I don't think it'll be as easy because Wilder will be anticipating Fury's going to do that this time. I don't think in the second fight he anticipated Fury just going to walk him down and muller him. Whereas this time he'll be anticipating that, so he'll be a bit more differently prepared. But I just don't think he can beat Fury because of the skill level, the gap in difference of skill level. I just think no matter what Wilder brings, I just think Fury's just that much better than him. And I just don't think he can close the gap in skill level, to be fair. And I don't think many of these heavyweights could close the gap in skill, including Anthony Joshua against someone like a Fury. Fury's shown that his skill level is, the top of the top.
Do you think so? How do you think Fury beats Wilder then?
I think he would stop him. I think he'll stop him again. It might be a bit later this time. It might be late stoppage, but I think he'll stop him. Because I just believe that Tyson Fury naturally, no matter how much strength, power training, strength training Wilder tries to do, I just think Fury naturally is a stronger man and he's just going to lean all over him. And over 12 rounds, eventually you are going to get tired and you are going to fade. I think it's a late stoppage for Fury.
Late stoppage for Fury.
Fury saying he's going to knock him out this time or quicker. Let's see. Might be quicker. You don't know, but it just depends. I'm just thinking that Wilder's going to be a bit more prepared this time in terms of Fury in the clinches. It's just he'll probably be prepared for that. So that's why I'm saying a late stoppage, because I think he'll be a lot more prepared for a dogfight this time. His training will be geared. I think the last time he thought Fury was just going to box, so his training may have been geared up, for that. He wasn't anticipating Fury to just come at him like a bull, but now he is. So now his training might be a bit different. He might be doing, different things before the fight in camp to, get himself prepared. But he punches, if he punches anyone clean, it could be lights out. So we can't write him off, but I just can't pick him. I just can't pick him to beat Fury. It's just not going to happen.
Okay. Anthony Joshua v Tyson Fury. If that one goes down, who you got?
If you have to go on current form, then you got to go with Fury. You'd be stupid not to go with Fury. We need to see how Joshua's had a long layoff now. He's nearly not fought in by the time he does fight, it's going to be another year. We need to see how he looks against Usyk. But on current,
you think Joshua beats Usyk?
Yeah, I think Joshua beats Usyk. But we need to see, how he looks in that fight, how Fury looks against Wilder. But on current form, you got to say Fury beats Joshua on current form. But the thing is, you can't even. It'll be I think it'll be a lot more of a competitive fight than the Wilder fight. Because I just think that because Joshua's a lot more stronger, and the fighting style that Fury's kind of adopted now of coming forward like a bull, fighting on the inside, I think Joshua will be a lot better at that fighting on the inside because he's just naturally a lot bigger. So Fury won't be able to bully him around how he can bully someone like a Wilder around. And Joshua's very strong on the inside as well. It's not like he's just, you know, like Wilder was very weak and he just get pushed around, and you know, it's like he's just looking for one shot really from the outside to try to land clean, which doesn't always happen all the time. You got to have a bit of, you know, versatility about you. I think the Joshua Fury is a lot more harder of a fight for Fury than the Wilder fight, in my opinion, because I just think Joshua's a lot more versatile than Deontay Wilder.
So if I put you on the spot then, Fury v Joshua, who are you picking? Who do you think wins?
Well, before I said Joshua, I thought Joshua would win, but on current form, you have to go with Tyson Fury, because Fury's proven now.
But on current form, Fury hasn't fought for 1.5 years.
But what I'm saying, on both of their last fights, right, you got to go with Fury, because Fury absolutely dismantled the hardest punching heavyweight for God knows how many years. And, you know, Joshua would have I think Joshua, after the Klitschko fight, would have stopped Pulev in maybe 3 rounds. I think that fight kind of prolonged because I just think he's stuck in 2 styles. I still think he's a world-class fighter, but, you know, if you're matching him up against someone like Fury, it's a tall order. Very, very, very good fighter Fury is. You know, Fury might end up going down as one of the best heavyweights ever to live. So, got to take these things into consideration. You know, it's not like we're matching, saying Joshua against someone else. You know, this is Tyson Fury. They're both world-class fighters. But it's just a tough one. But on what I've seen from both of their last performances, you got to go with Fury. You got to go with Fury, you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, Salman, you go for Canelo, Alvarez to knock Plant out. And just a quick one on that. If Canelo was to, do you think Canelo can get beat by anyone at 175? Beterbiev, Bivol, Smith, Joe Smith?
I'll be honest. I think he'll beat them. I think he'll go up and shock the world again. He'll just be another weight world champion. I think he'll beat them guys. Honestly, I think he beats them. I think the guy that could have beaten him was Golovkin, but not now. Anyways, I don't think Golovkin beats him now because I just think Golovkin's a bit too old now. I think the age has got to Golovkin. I don't think the guy that could have beaten him after Mayweather was Golovkin, and I just think they should have given him the decision the first time, really, but they didn't. But yeah, that's the best guy that could beat Canelo, but not anymore. I think it would be a good fight. Don't get me wrong; it wouldn't be easy for Canelo, but I think he'd beat him a lot more convincingly this time if he was to fight Golovkin.
Fair enough. Fair enough. There you go, guys. Salman's given his opinions. He believes Canelo will knock out Plant. He believes that Tyson Fury will beat Anthony Joshua. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.